Hey everyone, I wanted to give a quick tutorial on how to use the solo Automa that you can find on BGG's website. This shouldn't take too much time. I will post a full playthrough, but that is not the intention of this video. I find it's best to learn by giving examples, and so I'm going to visually show you how to use the Automa deck that you can find on BGG's website. It's 18 cards. It's right here. It's made up of 3 difficulties. Up at the top, there's a little plus, little medical sign. So that's the easy, normal, and more difficult, with it being 3. And before each game, you need to split the deck into these cards, into these different subsets. There are 4 level 1s, 8, I believe, level 2s, and 6 level 3s. Okay, so you're going to set up, as you see here, in a normal 2-player game setup per the rules of Dice Hospital. You're going to have 3 ambulances. Make sure you start with 3 patients. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take each deck. So I'm going to take this, shuffle this. It's hard to do it with one hand. I'm going to take 1 card. I'm going to shuffle this one. I'm going to take 5 cards. I'm going to shuffle this, and I would take 2 cards. The rest of these can go back to the box. You're not going to need them for this game. Okay. You're then going to shuffle your Automa deck and put it to the right, or however you want to put it. Okay. There are 8 cards, so you won't have to worry about using the round marker. I find it very difficult to remember to change this, and so sometimes when I'm playing, I'm like, oh, what round is it in? Having 8 cards, you'll know exactly what round it is in, and you don't have to worry about moving that. Okay, so to start off the game, the solo Automa will be the first player. And we're going to roll the dice and put them on the ambulances. Probably should have already had this done, but let's just say it looks like this. And don't worry about the numbers. This is just an example. So let's say this is what it looks like. So in the 2-player game, you're going to have 1 department and 1 specialist, and then the other one is going to be determined by the first player. So in the solo Automa, what you do is you flip over their first card. The very top of the card is going to tell you whether to add a department or a specialist. In this case, since they're the first player, they choose. We're going to add another specialist to the board. Okay. It's then, since it's first player, it gets to choose. It's going to take the first first ambulance. Normally, in a 2-player, in a multiplayer game, if you're a first player, you cannot take the first ambulance. But the Automa ignores that. It takes whatever is showing here. So it would take these dice, as well as a blood bag. Okay. Then, from left to right, any dice you receive, they're automatically gonna go on this card. Okay. So as long as it matches. So this card, in order for it to be complete, needs 3 red dice, 2 green dice, and 4 yellow. And if it does that, it's going to get 21 victory points. Once again, this is a harder, more difficult one, so it's going to get more victory points. Okay? So all you're going to do is just put these dice. It doesn't matter what number they are. You're going to put these dice on this card, as long as it matches. Okay, so it still needs 3 more red, 1 more yellow, 2 more yellow. Okay, and then so I'll pick mine. Let's say I pick this one, and then based off of ambulance number, he picked 1, I picked 2. You're gonna look at the card. So he goes first, and it's going to discard either 1, 2, or 3. Remember, this was right here, so this matches up with number 2, this matches up with number 3, this matches up with the one that was number 1, okay? So you're going to look at his card, and it says, discard the first one. If it can't do it, if it's not there, then discard the second one. If it's not there, discard the third. Likewise up here, let's say I went first, and I took first player, and it wasn't there, it's going to move to the second one, and it's going to take number 2. So this one says to discard the first item. So if we look here, ambulance, this is the first slot. It's going to discard this, so I can't pick that. And then I can pick as usual. I can take my turn, just like in the regular game. Discharge any, score any points. The way you play is going to be exactly the same as you would in a normal multiplayer game. Just at the end of the round, you're going to check to see if any cards have been completed. If they have been, take the dice out, put them back in the bag, score the points. He didn't do that, but let's say he did. Okay, 21 points. Okay. But this one hasn't been completed. He's still first player. So next round would happen. This would get discarded because it's the end of the round. Take one. Take one. Draw more dice. Once again, ignore the numbers on these. I know this is not how they go, but just for the sake of an example. So, next round happens. We have a tile, we have a person, we have all of our dice. He's still first player. We draw another card. This one says to take a department. So you put a department in the 2 slot. Okay? Now it says take the third ambulance. So we'll go up here, take the third ambulance. You always want to fill your Automa cards from left to right. So these 2 red can go on here. This green can't go on, actually can't go on there. So it still needs a red and 2 yellows. But let's say this green couldn't go on here, there was no more slots. Then you would just put this on the next card. Okay, and you would start filling that card up. If there's a dice that you cannot use because it's not on the dice, it just puts it in its pool, and when it's ready, it will put it on its card. You're going to do this for all 8 rounds and tally up your score. Make sure you add up any extra bonuses for your blood bags and see who wins. If there's a tie, according to the rules, the first tiebreaker is number of patients, the fewest number of patients left in the hospital. So you're going to add up who you have, and you're going to add up who's left on its cards, and that's the fewest number of patients wins. I did have that happen yesterday. It was 40-40, and that actually broke the tiebreaker. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I will surely get back with you. All right, thanks. Bye.